Then you start having a reason to move, crawl over to something, and then you come up and look and try and do something useful with it. But then from this position, you're going up into tall kneeling, down. I'm doing that, you're practicing the strongest and most useful human movement there is, which is the hip hinge. But you're practicing it with a low centre of gravity, greater stability as a result. And you can get familiar with that crucial movement. Also, if this was a table, for instance, and there's something I want on top of it, well then, I'm going to go into split stance. Now, that's going to start to give me competency in this position, which is very important. This is with one side of the hip in full extension, the other side in full flexion. But it's also going to start building the skills of transitioning to standing. And also it's a precursor to walking. When you walk, you have this asymmetrical stance through the hips. Now when we're going to go to standing, we're going to shift our body weight forward because we're going to drive through the heel. In driving through the heel, we're going to be able to initiate the glutes. And putting the weight forward means we're going to shift the centre of gravity over the base of support, and then we're just going to drive up vertically. There you go. And then it's another acquisition of skill set to come back down. When I'm coming back down, I'm getting a bend in the knee of what's going to be the supporting leg. So I'll call that a soft knee. And then you're going to come back and down. Now the slower you start to do this transition, you see that there, you actually start to expose the hip then to the final aspect of stability or stabilization pattern, which is single leg standing. When that leg comes out of there, I'm balanced on one point. Now whenever you move, you execute a movement slowly, if you execute that movement with competency, that means you're competent in every position in that movement. If you find yourself having to race gravity to achieve the finish point, that means you're not competent. You can't stabilize in some of the positions in between, and you need to try to identify that position, lower the overhead or the challenge, and then try to execute it slowly. And therein lies progression. So nice and slow. Get the weight over the heel, drive through the heel, looking ahead, and then there you go. And then the skill challenge, you're going backwards. Notice also actually something that, skill challenge, something that, I've still got my deficits by the way. Look at the rear leg, I've engaged the toes underneath, it's not like that. Engaging the toes again will reflexively fire the glutes on the extended side of the hip, and it will aid in transition to standing. Pay attention to your breathing patterns as well when you're doing this. Like I was saying, authentic breathing aids stability. So if you get everything nice and full, you can then transfer and control force production. That is what core stability is all about. And then once we've got all of that, the final pattern